Hello YouTube, Alex Cordell here. Today I figured I'd compare two webcams and a camera to see what's the best bang for your buck to use for streaming. The first webcam we have today is the Razer Kiyo, which was actually my first webcam. The second webcam we have is the Razer Kiyo Pro. This webcam is easily one of the best webcams I have ever used. Finally, the camera we have today is the Sony Alpha a6000, a wonderful mirrorless camera. Back to the Razer webcams for a bit, I wanted to compare these two directly. They are both great webcams, but the Kiyo Pro really outdoes the original Kiyo by miles. Firstly, the Kiyo doesn't have a removable USB cord like the Kiyo Pro does, which isn't a big deal, but just makes storing a little tidier. A big thing I dislike about the Kiyo is that it doesn't have a swivel base. As you can see here, I accidentally snapped mine thinking it could swivel when I first got it. As you can see with the Kiyo Pro, it can swivel and it can remove the base completely, to be used easier with tripods, or something like the Elgato ring light. The original Kiyo can also use tripods, but the base isn't removable. The Kiyo Pro base can also be used with other cameras. The Kiyo does have an adjustable built-in ring light, but it doesn't really help much, as you'll see here soon. The Kiyo Pro does come with a security cover though, which is nice. First, let's compare prices. The Razer Kiyo is normally $99.99 US, but on sale as of making this video at $79.99. The Razer Kiyo Pro is normally $199.99 US, but is on sale as of making this video at $109.99, which is a really fair price in my opinion. The Sony Alpha a6000 is a little pricier of the three, coming in at $649.99 US with the lens. Now to the tech specs. The Razer Kiyo can do 1080p at 30 FPS or 720p at 60 FPS with a field of view of 81.6 degrees and an image resolution of 4 megapixels. The Razer Kiyo Pro does have HDR and can do 1080p at 60 FPS with HDR turned off, or 1080p at 60 FPS with HDR turned on, or a cinematic 24 FPS. It can also do 720p at 60 FPS with a field of view of 103, 90, or 80 degrees. It does have an image resolution of 2.1 megapixels. The Sony Alpha a6000 specs I found doesn't really have much to do with streaming, but it does have an image resolution of 24.3 megapixels and can also do 1080p 60 FPS, 30 FPS, or cinematic 24 FPS. The lens you use with the camera will determine the field of view. Alright, now to the video comparisons. All cameras are set to default settings, just plugged in and recorded to make it all fair. Obviously, you can fine tweak all the camera settings. First up, we have the original Razer Kiyo with no lights on. As you can see, or I should say can't see, this webcam has very poor low light video. Now we will try it with the Elgato ring light turned on. At least now you can see me. Video does look a lot better. Now we'll try it with just the Razer's built-in ring light. As you can see here, the ring light really doesn't do much justice as it's still extremely hard to see me. Next off, we will take a look at the Razer Kiyo Pro. Firstly, with no lights on. This is with HDR turned off, which isn't terrible, but still pretty hard to see with poor lighting. This is with HDR turned on though, a lot better, but still not great with poor lighting. Now, let's see what it looks like with the Elgato ring light turned on. This is with HDR turned off, and it already looks extremely better than the original Kiyo. This is with HDR turned on. I'd have to adjust the settings to make it look clearer, but it's not bad at all for just plug and play. Lastly, we will take a look at the Sony Alpha a6000. This is with lights off, which already is way clearer and more superior to the two Razer webcams. Now we will turn the Elgato ring light on and see what it looks like. As you can see, the picture quality is amazing and clear, especially for just plugging in and recording. Something to note real quick, to use a camera like this, you will need something like the Elgato Camlink 4K to make it work. Here we have a comparison of all three cameras side by side with the lights off. Here we have a comparison of all three cameras side by side with the Elgato ring light on. Now, onto my final thoughts. After comparing all three cameras, I gotta say, the Razer Kiyo just doesn't hold up like it used to, especially for $100. If I was just starting out as a streamer or looking for an upgrade, I would most definitely choose the Razer Kiyo Pro, as the price to performance is amazing, especially if you can find it for a good sale price like it is today as of making this video. The Sony Alpha a6000 is an amazing camera, but for $650, I just can't recommend it unless you are a full-time streamer or content creator and already have everything else upgraded, like your PC and lighting, and maybe the last thing you need to upgrade is your camera. Or unless you plan on using the camera for other purposes as well, like astrophotography for example. Well, that concludes today's video. If this video helped you decide what you should purchase, please leave a like and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.